So Arsenal 1, Chelsea 0. One of the worst London derbies you will ever witness in your entire existence on planet Earth. Players that can't cross a ball, can't pass a ball, can't tackle. Yeah, underweighted passes, overweighted passes, diving everywhere. Yeah, feigning injury. Yeah, literally 3 minutes to take a free kick and then slap it straight into the wall. Goalkeepers that can't catch a cold. Yeah, the whole thing, Kenny, was an absolute shit show, if I'm being completely honest. And I'll be honest with you, Kenny, yeah? That is 2 of the top 4 teams in English football currently by league position. That is a damning indictment of the state of the Premier League, isn't it, mate?
With 100%. I just want to start by saying something, is that there's a couple of people talking about saying that's why Chelsea are conference level. Let me say something now. Chelsea were like this last season. We beat them 5-0. If anyone's played like their conference level, it was us. We were Europa League level, and we're lucky to be in it. That was one of the worst games of football I've ever witnessed at the Emirates Stadium, and I've seen some poor ones. But that's got to be awful. To the audacity of some of our supporters to actually big these players up when it was awful. The goal was even awful. It was so bad the way the ball trickled in the back of the net that we kind of looked at it and thought, you know what? We didn't even know it went in. We saw it hit the net, but we couldn't celebrate because we were all, as you said, we were all waking up. It was awful. Everything about it was quality. Our captain is an absolute disgrace. He bottled every challenge in the second half. Casado actually scared the living daylights out of him. Don't get me started on Martinelli, you big wuss. And Marino, good goal. Apart from that, you're a wuss. Better in English, you ran around, but you didn't really do much at all. And let's just clear some misconceptions about certain things. The reason why Yves Wanyeri, and this is a friend, someone I've been talking to.
Up the Arsenal, fuck Chelsea.
There you go.
Yeah, go on.
Their stadium is fucking
F the Chelsea. What a chap.
Well, I've got a few people with a bus and everything, but one thing I would say is that the only reason why Yves Wanyeri plays in our team is because we had injuries. Don't buy anything. His performance last week was crap. Today, I didn't even know he was playing. I didn't know he was playing. But that's an indictment on our team.
The only time I knew Odegaard was on the pitch, I'm sorry to divert away from Ethan, because I know he came on there.
Yeah.
The only time I knew Odegaard was on the pitch was when it took 3.5 minutes to take a free kick.
Oh, that one, that was hilarious. And even then, Declan in English hit the ball wide.
Yeah, I'm taking it off Benzo's backside. It was pathetic, Kenny.
I'll tell you, the only person who was busy was a ref for the amount of cards he was giving. Because like Chelsea, I can see why Casado was like an angry wasp, because he was thinking this team Arsenal is crap, and we're not even laying a glove on them. Yeah, we're not even laying a glove on them. Can you imagine? Do you think on that team will beat Real Madrid? Are you having a giggle? Are you having a giggle on that performance with those players? We're going to give Real Madrid a game. Are you having a laugh? That was defensively. It was so easy for Gabriel and Saliba because Chelsea didn't have a David, and even then they were still,
they were
trying to catch wasps instead of trying to catch flies.
They were one good pass away from getting in. They had opportunities to get in, and then they underhit the pass or overhit the pass. Same with us. We had opportunities, and we took too many touches, like we always do.
I mean, I'll tell you one thing, right? One of the biggest con jobs has to be the 2 performances of Trossard and Martinelli. I mean, they try to finesse us that they actually had a good game, and you having a laugh. Everything you did, every decision you two make was just a joke. The amount of times and Sanchez flapped it across, it came straight at Trossard. No first time shot. He just gets the ball and because he shits his pants. He's trying to take one touch. Before you know, it's either a grass cutter or a pass to accept responsibility. So don't get me started on Trossard. And that's for Martinelli. He had one job. He was against Cucurella. Only once did he skin him for pace, and even then he didn't have the brace to go down. When Cucurella was doing everything to foul him, and he still did have to even like the sort of like the shit housery, which we're allegedly famous for, to actually do something, get an advantage. That's how crap we are. I mean, everyone's going to look at me. People in the bus will say, "Your team won. Your team won." Well, I'm telling you right there, you witness. I've had phone calls from people from all over the fan base, people who watched at home. I heard that Dan had a watch along, and he actually pretended to feign sleep. How bad it was. I heard the same with Turkish. He was saying the same sort of thing. That I've heard that Turkish is saying, please, whatever you do not embarrass us at the Emirates and leave us aside with Real Madrid. This is a white flag performance. The whole morale for the crowd is so bad. We're actually relieved we won. And we think, the first thing my mate Roger said to me, Ken, it was about winning. If you can't play well, make sure you win. Against the Chelsea team, didn't have Cole Palmer. Against the Chelsea team, didn't have a forward. You had Neto that was knew the game was like. The game's up when Neto's trying to shoot for 30 yards and it's hitting.
Yeah.
It might as well have been a penalty or conversion.
The game's up when they're the game's up when they're putting Reece James in midfield over Lavia.
Yeah, that's the thing.
What was that all about?
Yeah, and then what's happened is that they're 1-0 trying to go for the game, and they're playing. They're playing. What was it? They're bringing on centre halves. They're bringing Tosin Adarabioyo when they're trying to win the game. Like it's not as if they got Tosin Adarabioyo to come and try and win the game. He was there to keep the score down, but he needn't have bothered. They could have played. They could have played with.
We could still be playing that in 24 hours.
We sort of put the net.
Kenny, that game could still be going on in 24 hours. Let
me tell you something now. That is why West Ham beat us. That performance is why West Ham beat us. That performance is why Man United should have smashed us last week. That performance is why we couldn't break down Nottingham Forest. And those are the performances you're going to see for the rest of the season. Trust me. Chelsea didn't have any strikers, but Fulham have got a striker. Chelsea haven't got strikers, but Brentford have got 2 strikers. Chelsea haven't got any strikers, but Crystal Palace have got strikers. Trust me, mate. There is nothing to fear from us. And then you've got
Everton got strikers. Liverpool got
Everton got strikers. Yeah, but I'm talking about games at the Emirates. And then we've got Bournemouth. They got strikers as well. They got about 2. They got a couple of players in double figures as well. Kluivert is in double figures. Justin Kluivert. And that's this whole situation which we'll be facing this season. We're now hearing that Arsenal fans are celebrating the fact that Saka could be back. Are you mad? Are you actually going to get Saka?
Our manager has apparently said he's back in training next week. Apparently, our manager said.
Are you having a laugh? Are you mad? You're going to make him part of this shit? He's not going to do nothing, Saka. Saka has got a grade 3 injury. When you've got a grade 3 injury, you cannot run. Get into your thick heads, Arsenal fans. Saka is noble. Saka will do nothing. Stop trying to get him to rescue a season that was done from the first game of the season. We've won the game. Yeah. I'm still angry. Yeah. Why am I angry? Because I've been served up a pile of shit. I've been told that we're the next cabinet rake and that we're the best team in the country, that it was our title to win. And I've just seen many reasons why we didn't win it. And please don't say because we've got injuries. Please don't say VAR. Please don't make excuses. That is us at a nutshell. And let me tell you something now. Read my lips. We are rubbish.
Yep. And on that bombshell, very quickly, we should be in the cup final today. And the team that beat us to get to the cup final have just scored right on half time to go 1-0 up. Newcastle 1-0 up. They've absolutely been all over Liverpool, mate. Yeah, and Dan Burns just scored a header off a corner.
Wow. Yeah. And that's the thing that kills it.
What's a header as well, by the way? It was about 15 yards out, bullet header, back across goal.
Yeah. And you know the thing that kills it, right?
That's a great header,
really winds me up.
We should be in that final, Kenny.
Exactly.
That's what winds me up. We should be there.
And you think about it, last year, the same time last year, we meant to be playing Chelsea. It was like the 15th of March last year. But the reason why we didn't play that game because Chelsea were in the quarterfinals. This time, we could have exempted ourselves from this pile of shit because we could have been in the final against Liverpool. And as you've just told me, I've just heard it's just pinged up that Dan Burns just scored.
Mate, wait till you see the header, Kenny.
What a waste of a season.
Out, bullet header, mate.
Well, I'm not. Well, yeah, I'm going to get myself
off the corner.
What's second half?
He pinged it 15 yards out. He's run on and bang, back across goal. Yeah, what a header, bruv. That goal was class.
You
And
know
to be
what?
fair, they've deserved it. I don't think Liverpool have had a shot on target.
Yeah, but let me say something about Newcastle. That's actually the first goal Newcastle have scored in a cup final since what date? 1976. 1976, They played Man City in the League Cup final, lost 2-1.
2-1. Yeah.
The winner was a goal, an overhead kick by Dennis Stewart, Newcastle born, but played for Man City. Since then, Newcastle have not scored in a cup final. Could this be the difference? Newcastle scoring a cup final and still win, or Newcastle scoring a cup final and still lose? We're about to find out.
On that bombshell, get home safely, mate. Big up to you for sitting through that. And go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday, mate.
Oh, trust me, I'm going to do it, mate. I might have a Chinese later, mate. I might just to comfort me from the shit I just watched.
Well, don't worry, we've got a 2-week break now. You like internationals?
Oh, bloody hell! Don't get me wrong. Fulham won today. They played. They beat the Scum today, and they're our next opponents.
Yeah,
I'll tell you one thing. They got
Day, Kenny. We might be the fool.
I don't know, mate. I think April Fool's Day can happen a week later against Real Madrid. As I said, anyone deluded enough to think this is our year and our name's in the cup, just stop talking. Stop talking.
Facts. Get him safe, mate. Love you always, man.
Love you loads.
Take care, mate.